The Japanese side baselessly accuses and maliciously slanders China's legitimate national defense development. Their egregious conduct is truly contemptible. On matters of global peace and security, China stands as the major power with the most exemplary record worldwide. The increase in China's defense expenditure is both reasonable and fully legitimate. It is a necessary measure to address existing security challenges and to protect the nation's legitimate interests, and also to better fulfill its international responsibilities and obligations as a major global power. The Japanese side, as a country with a serious history of aggression, has no right to make irresponsible remarks. The acceleration of Japan's scheme toward remilitarization will inevitably provoke serious and widespread questioning regarding the future direction of the Japanese nation. All peace-loving countries must maintain the highest level of vigilance and resolutely curb any dangerous moves aimed at reviving Japanese militarism. They will join hands together to safeguard the hard-won achievements resulting from the victory of World War II. We noted that Japan's foreign minister yesterday reiterated some provisions concerning the Taiwan issue in the Japan-China Joint Statement. Specifically, Article 3 of the Japan-China Joint Statement states, "The government of Japan fully understands and respects the position of the government of the People's Republic of China and maintains its stand of adhering to Article 8 of the Potsdam Proclamation." However, we also observed that the Japanese side did not reiterate. The government of Japan recognizes the government of the People's Republic of China as the sole legal government of China, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of the territory of the People's Republic of China and other relevant important provisions in the China-Japan Joint Statement. We also observed that when the Japanese side quoted the provisions of the Cairo Declaration, it merely referred to China's northeast, Taiwan, and the Penghu Islands, deliberately omitting the significant statement regarding territories Japan had stolen from China. The Japanese side also equates the China-Japan Joint Statement with the so-called San Francisco Peace Treaty, violating existing commitments and principles of international law, attempting to rehash the Taiwan status is undetermined theory and interfere in China's internal affairs. Judging from the recent series of statements made by the Japanese side, it is clear that Japan is still deliberately dragging its feet and planting hidden obstacles on critical issues, attempting to confuse public perception and deceive its way through to avoid accountability. The Chinese side expresses its resolute opposition to Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. How to resolve the Taiwan issue is entirely China's own business. Japan has no right to interfere. We once again urge Japan to uphold the spirit of the four China-Japan political documents, to earnestly reflect and correct its mistakes, and retract Prime Minister Takaichi's mistaken statements. In recent times, public safety in Japan has deteriorated, with a rise in criminal cases targeting Chinese citizens. The overall security situation and study environment are not ideal, leading to increased safety risks for Chinese nationals residing there. We urge the Japanese side to effectively guarantee the safety and legitimate rights and interests of Chinese students in Japan. Yesterday, we have already clarified the Chinese government's position. Hong Kong is a society governed by the rule of law, and the central government firmly supports the SAR in lawfully safeguarding national security and punishing criminal acts that jeopardize national security. Taiwan authorities, under the pretext of trust and prosperity, engage in rampant dollar diplomacy. This cannot conceal their unscrupulous nature of seeking independence, nor can it deceive public opinion and the people on the island. Taiwan independence forces and the DPP authorities are acting against the tide of history and are destined to end in failure.
A high-stakes aerial chess match has unfolded over East Asia. Russia and China launched a long-distance joint flight from the Sea of Japan towards the East China Sea, an 8-hour patrol that sent Tokyo and Seoul into full alert mode. Japan and South Korea scrambled their fighter jets as 2 Russian Tu-95 strategic bombers and 2 Chinese H-6 bombers approached, joined by 4 J-16 fighters weaving between Okinawa and Miyako. Military radars lit up across the region, marking one of the most intense joint air operations near Japan this year. For Japan's defense minister Shinjiro Koizumi, there was nothing routine about it, calling the coordinated flight a show of force aimed directly at Japan, a deliberate move escalating security concerns for Tokyo's northwest skies. South Korea reported that 9 foreign aircraft swept into its air defense buffer, 7 Russian, 2 Chinese, prompting a swift protest to both Moscow and Beijing. Seoul insisted it would respond firmly to any repeat intrusion. But the skies were already tense. Just days earlier, Japan said China's J-15 fighters repeatedly locked their targeting radar on Japanese F-15s near Okinawa, a breach Tokyo condemned as dangerous and extremely regrettable. The U.S. backed Japan, warning Beijing that such actions threatened regional stability. Beijing hit back. China accused Japan of staging provocations and called itself the victim, dismissing U.S. criticism and urging global powers to not be misled by Japan's narrative.
It was the Japanese side that deliberately caused trouble first. They then spread rumors and hyped things up, making them the planners and perpetrators of this farce, who must bear full responsibility. We hope the international community can distinguish right from wrong and not be misled by the Japanese side. Japan's allies in particular should remain vigilant and not be swayed by Japan's narrative. This joint China-Russia strategic air patrol is part of the annual cooperation plan, demonstrating both sides' determination and capability to jointly address regional security challenges and safeguard regional peace and stability.
Moscow, meanwhile, insisted the patrol was part of a pre-planned 2025 cooperation program, saying it was not directed at any third country. But the flight path through some of Asia's most sensitive air corridors told its own story. With Japan scrambling jets, South Korea filing protests, the U.S. issuing warnings, and Russia and China flying shoulder to shoulder, a new security triangle is emerging over the Pacific.